Hello and welcome to another update video about IMX. I've really only covered it, I think, once or twice in a live stream, and then it's one of the coins that I do cover more or less regularly in the channel membership. Been highlighting for the last few days that we were here in a setup where price could follow further. To the downside, we had a resistance level or resistance range defined here between $1.06 and $1.16. Got rejected here in this yellow wave 2. That resistance was relevant for the yellow wave 2. It reacted to it, to the 50% retracement, and since then has been selling off according to the micro level or micro degree wave count here. So the idea is still for it to go lower, possibly sort of into the 64-cent range. Looking at the entire chart, it's not a very promising chart long term given its lifetime downtrend, but it certainly created a first possible impulse between December and March, and it's now coming down in what I consider a three-wave move. A wave done, that was the low here in March, then or low end of March. Then we had a B wave top, which was at 125. That was here the top in April, and now we're coming down in this C wave. And the way I look at it is that I understand that of this C wave, which is normally a 5-wave move, it already bottomed in the wave 1, it moved up in a wave 2, that's what we had the resistance for, and since then it has been breaking down further in a third wave. Now if I go to the 4-hour chart, we see the sub-wave structure. Best I can tell is really that we had already this small wave 1 in, a small wave 2 really shallow. Now don't get me wrong, on the lower time frames you see all sorts of distortions. We should then get a third wave now, fourth and a fifth, to complete this yellow third wave. If we talk about what would be the target for the yellow third wave, then we can take the Fibonacci extension tool. We measure the length of the wave 1, go to the high of the wave 2, and so we need to pick that high here. And typically you would expect in a third wave the 1.618 extension at 54.8 cents. Now, not entirely sure if we get down that far. It would be the typical 1.618 extension, but we might actually unfold here as an ending diagonal. Then I would need to see this as an ABC structure. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, ideally, if this C wave is really an impulse, it would really come down to the 54.8 cent level. That would obviously be quite a bit, and then there is not much more space left really, and it's actually a little bit too deep. So I don't think we'll come down that far necessarily if this really is a C wave, but in a bearish count we might come down that far. So ideally we're not going to come down really to that level, because then we would break below the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement, and ideally we want to avoid that. But yeah, overall at the moment trend is still down. I'm still watching for lower. Bear in mind, this can always change into something like a WXY structure, where it might finish after the third wave down here, and we might not get that fourth and the fifth, but we are now in the support range. Yeah, and I currently see it go into this sort of area around the 78.6 Fib level. Yeah, around 64 cents. We'll see. The subdivisions currently, they are just an idea. This can quickly change, as you know. They will, those 1 hour or smaller degree wave counts, they will change frequently. Yeah, it's also not a very clear structure here, but I'm currently watching for this ABC, and it shows that we're now in support, and typically a wave 2 would get down sort of into that region. But bear in mind, it's long term a very unreliable count, because the chart history is so short. But we can still use the Elliott wave method to identify where the risk is sitting and where ideally price is turning around. Yeah, and ideally then, as a really good evidence that the low is in this wave 2, we need to see a break above the B wave high. That's at 125, and then we could rally in a third wave. And then we talk about the $2 range, yeah, for the third wave. But first of all, we need to see it find a low here, which it hasn't done yet. There is, we'll get a bounce at some point, even if it might only be some kind of a corrective bounce. That can happen here at this previous swing low around the 76 cent level. So I'd be watching that, and sort of in that region around 76 cents, we should get some kind of a reaction, because it's a significant swing low. And then we have more support here, probably around the area where we had previously some resistance. So that would be around 73 cents. And we also had support here around that 73-cent level. So these are certainly levels to watch in addition to the ones I already highlighted. Okay, that's my update about IMX. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.